athlete and get it. You know, as far as defensively goes, right now we gotta stop the big play. We seems like bang on first down, bang on second down, and then all of a sudden it's third and long, and they get a big one on us. And we need to learn how to get off the football field. And we've struggled with that the past 2 weeks. Also, you know, one other thing our defense has got to do is that they got to know that our offense is young, and they can't ride the emotional roller coasters, and they got to just you know, go steady and do their job, get turnovers, and then you know, play hard and fly around and have some fun.
And as we go back and recap that game on Saturday, Jamestown won at 38-21. But let's go kind of throughout the game and talk about it, because it was an exciting first half there, as a lot of people tried to stay dry there in the stands. But just as the game started, the rain started to come down, and both teams didn't look like it affected the offense at all, as both teams were just firing it.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I thought we were when the rain started coming out, I was going, this is our advantage. We can run the football, and Jamestown was a spread team, and geez, it didn't affect anybody. It seemed like the rain, the ball fell fine, and the wind seemed to be just blowing where it wasn't affecting either team. You know, basically the kind of the turning point in the game was going into halftime. We were down, I think, 21-14. Basically going into halftime, we had the ball. We marched all the way down to the 10-yard line, and right then we threw a interception, and that was a huge momentum changer. If we would have been going there, we'd been tied going into halftime or down by touchdown, one or the other, and you know, momentum would have been on our side. We came back out after half. We got the ball again, and we marched the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line, and then we sputtered again in the red zone. That was a huge motivational, you know, turning point for Jamestown, and then after that, you know, our team just kind of roller coastered through things. And we got to learn to, you know, we got to do what we do, and you know, keep focusing on what we do right, and we got to fix those mistakes.
As the Yellow Jackets coming off of that game on Saturday, losing to Jamestown by a final score of 38-21, and Black Hill State falls to 4-4 in the season and 3-3 in the DAC now, as they position themselves right there in about the 4th spot in the conference. And now going up against this Saturday, the final home game of the season. It's going to be a big game for the Yellow Jackets, as always. You don't need to put anything else on a final game of the regular season, but then we bring in South Dakota School of Mines, Hard Rockers, and just give us kind of the preview of what you see in the game on Saturday, Coach.
You know, basically playing South Dakota School of Mines, you know, it's always a big game. Last year, we played them twice. The first game we got after them, had a pretty good win. The second game, they got us right at the end, right on the wire, and we basically ran out of time at the end of that game. And you know, our guys are fired up, you know, to go play them, and you know, we were ready to get them at home, and you know, we also, you know, we need to get a win, and that's what our team is focusing on, and it's always just a terrific rival playing those guys. Coach Shetter, he's one of the coaches on our staff. He talks about the Tech game when he played. Coach Alberts, he played football also. He talks about the Tech game, and when we first came here 7 years ago as a coaching staff, you know, one of the things that we talked about was, you know, this rivalry. And I will say, as a coaches, we made a mistake and didn't really buy that much into the rivalry early. And we found out, you know, right away how big a rival it was. And you know, and this year is no different. We want to get after Tech and see how it all happens.
And as a lot of people know, there's a piece of hardware that's missing from our trophy case that we really want back.
Yes, there is. Our senior class, we've played South Dakota School of Mines. We played them twice, 2 years in a row. And so we've played them 5 or 6 times.
Hey, Ryan, can you give me temperature and wind, please?
And we want to get that back in our trophy case. That's for dang sure.
And that's going to be on our home field once again this Saturday right here on KDSJ. Start time at 1 o'clock from Lyle Hare Stadium here in Spearfish.
Alrighty, stand by.
Can you give me wind and temp in the next break?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks.
And 3, 2, 1, and go.
And thanks once again to the head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Jay Long, as we hear his final thoughts as we prepare for the rivalry game this afternoon between the Hard Rockers and the Yellow Jackets. Some final thoughts from him before kickoff this afternoon. You're listening to the pregame show right here on 980 AM KDSJ and also worldwide at KDSJ980.com. The Yellow Jackets once again have dominated this rivalry this decade, posting a very good 9-3 record but they did lose the last time these two teams met. Last year it was Black Hill State winning the first game of the year, actually 33-13, but then the tough game over in Rapid City on the final game of the year. It was on November 9th, 2008. If you remember last year, Black Hill State lost that close one 24-23 as the clock ran out on the Yellow Jackets last year there in Rapid City. So once again, South Dakota Tech coming in after a big offensive victory last week, 60-20 over Valley City State. Black Hill State losing 3 games in a row. Their last game at home for the seniors tonight and this afternoon. And both teams are set for this one to get underway. As Black Hill State once again with a record of 4-4 on their home turf this afternoon here at Lyle Hare Stadium in Spearfish. 3-3 in the conference. South Dakota Tech with a record of 4-3 on the season and 3-3 in the Dakota Athletic Conference. So these two teams are ready and set, and we're about ready for kickoff. A very good afternoon to everyone joining us here on 980 AM KDSJ, your home for the Yellow Jackets as always, and also on our website at kdsj980.com and on the B2 network this afternoon. We're ready for kickoff. The Yellow Jackets will kick it off this afternoon. A great crowd on hand here, as not much wind, just a beautiful Saturday afternoon on the last day of October. The rivalry game is underway, and the battle for the Homestake Trophy is going, as South Dakota School Mines will take it from about their own 20. They'll get up to about the 32-yard line, and that's where the Hard Rockers will begin on offense here this afternoon. Hard Rockers are under head coach Dan Krantzer, as we heard from him in the pregame, showing his 5th season as the Hard Rocker head coach. And oh my, how the times have changed over there in Rapid City, continuing to build up that program. They are a solid one, and nobody can look past them anymore. Let's take a look at the South Dakota Tech offensive starters here in just a little bit, as Russell gets a high snap. He has to take it himself, and he's just going to be stuffed in the backfield. Good job by the Yellow Jackets to begin this afternoon, and it's the defense setting the tone first for the Yellow Jackets, as that high snap, and always on that first exchange between the center and the quarterback is usually the most important. And right there, Russell had a tough time, as that was a high snap, and he was taken back a total of, it looks like they're going to set it back almost 10 yards on that play. So Russell gets taken down in the backfield and a loss of 10. So 2nd and 20 coming up. He looks downfield, and in the middle of the field, it's incomplete. Pass intended there for his receiver. Pass intended for Jamie Dale, the halfback, coming out into the open and trying to make the catch, but it fell incomplete. Take a look at the rest of the offense for South Dakota School Mines. They are led by the quarterback, Nick Russell. Sophomore quarterback, 5'10", 210 pounds. Also in the backfield will be halfback Jamie Dale, leading the conference in rushing. He was a first-team Dakota Athletic Conference selection last year. Fullback will be Tyler Barth, wearing number 40. Receiver will be Tony Ostheimer, and also on the other receiving side, Marshall Davis. On the front line, it'll be Mark Olson at left tackle. Left guard will be Colin Williamson. Center will be Dave Rando, having one bad snap in the first play of the game. Todd Sherman will be the right guard. The right tackle will be Kane Ray. And Jason Beilstein will be the tight end. And here we are in the 3rd play of the game. The Yellow Jacket fans are on their feet as the Yellow Jackets have taken the ball over. Fumble recovery for the Yellow Jackets. Number 32 on the play, and they're Forrest Sansbury, the Harding County native, coming up with a big play there. And Forrest Sansbury, he brings the intensity each and every game, and he's on that sideline pumping up the rest of the team right now as he just recovered that fumble. And the Yellow Jackets will take over in prime territory right here at 1st and 10 from their own from the Hard Rocker 23-yard line. So on the 3rd play of the game, the Hard Rockers turn the ball over. Here's a handoff to Benny. The Rapid City native pushes his way inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. So the Hard Rockers not able to get anything going from the first snap of the game, as the first snap was high. Lost 10 yards on that play. They gained a couple yards on their 2nd play, and then their 3rd play, they fumble it, and Forrest Sansbury takes it over, and the Yellow Jackets have it here. But the key thing is, going into this game, can they convert inside the red zone? And they had 3 opportunities last week and came up empty on all of them. Here's Drew Hodge under center, 1st and 10. They got a few yards there by Cole Benny running the football, as we'll put Benny down for a gain of 7 on the play. And now on 2nd down, the flags are thrown, And our head referee, Jim Amberley, with the call that is going to be false start on the Yellow Jackets. Jim Amberley, once again, head referee, along with the Black Hills crew doing this rivalry game. They've done quite a few of these, as Black Hills State going with, looks like a split formation. They look downfield, have a little bit of trouble of it, and they fumble the football. Do the Hard Rockers take over on second down? The Yellow Jackets having a tough time, and looks like the Yellow Jackets will recover it. So it'll be third down now for Black Hills State. As both teams, the ball shouldn't be that wet. The field is kind of wet after all the snow we've had over the last couple days, but just the exchanges have not been there so far for these two teams. A shaky start so far. But the Yellow Jackets now, 3rd and 14, have to look downfield. And the pass is incomplete for the Yellow Jackets. Zach Zanstra getting the start this afternoon for the Yellow Jackets at quarterback in place of Drew Hodge, who has started almost every game the last few years, going with a little bit different look here on offense. As if you remember, Zanstra last week on that Saturday afternoon in the fourth quarter threw a 97-yard touchdown pass to Hancock. And that was a big highlight for the Yellow Jackets on offense. So on a fourth down here, once again, 4th and 14 for the Yellow Jackets from the Hard Rockers 28. Zanstra back to throw. He looks downfield, and this is going to be overthrown into the snowbank on the near side and out of bounds. So the Yellow Jackets recover the fumble thanks to Forrest Sandsbury. They start 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line and will turn it over on downs. Incomplete on that 4th down pass, and now the Hard Rockers bring out their offense again. As we take a look, once again, that front line of Olson, Williamson, Randall, Sherman, Ray, Beilstein will be the tight end. Receivers, Ostheimer and Davis. And quarterback is Russell. He hands off to his main man, Jamie Dale. He gets a few yards close to the first down, but there's a flag in the backfield. Looks like this is prime territory for maybe a holding. Hard Rockers, yes it is, holding on them. Once again, Hard Rockers turn the ball over on a fumble on their 3rd play of the game. And Black Hills State taking over in very good field position, but go 4 and out and turn it over on downs. So both teams have been stuck right here at about the 25-yard line. With 12:22 left to play here in the first quarter, we are still tied up at 0. We'll take a look at the Yellow Jacket defense here in just a moment. As we set up after the holding, it's 1st and 20 now for South Dakota School Mines from their own 17-yard line. There comes the rush. He's got a man open, and the pass is caught by Marshall Davis here on the near side, right by the Yellow Jacket sideline. That gets him up to about the 26-yard line, and that'll be a gain of, it looks like, 6 yards on the play from Russell to Davis. So the first pass for Russell is complete on the afternoon. Yellow Jacket defense on the line. They bring up Clayton Smith, number 92, Sterling Boylan, the freshman, number 82. Wasey Coleman, one of the leaders in the DAC in sacks. He was a DAC first-teamer last year, wearing number 99. You'll probably hear his name mentioned a lot this afternoon. There's the tackle, number 14 in there with the initial stop for the Yellow Jackets. And a good job there for the Yellow Jackets to stop them there and force them back behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 now for the Hard Rockers. Take a look at the rest of the line. Once again, Smith, Boylan, and Coleman. In the linebackers positions, Sean Sweet, Richard Fairhead, Forrest Sansbury, Scott Boner as a safety, along with Clayton Schleissner, Daryl Nyman as a cornerback, Josh Wood as a cornerback as well. And looks like Hard Rockers are going to have enough for a first down as they get it past the 35 to about the 37-yard line. And they're going to probably have a measurement here as they move the marker Looks like it is going to be very close. So they will take a measurement with 10:59 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll take our first break of the game with the Hard Rockers seeing if they're going to have a first down. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KDSJ.
Prestige Auto Sales in Spearfish is the home.
Okay. It is 50 degrees. And the winds are from the west at 6. Okay, stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And as we come back to action here at Lyle Hare Stadium in Spearfish, it is short of the first down. The Hard Rockers go for it, and Forrest Sansbury once again with a big tackle in the backfield. He's already recovered a fumble in the first few minutes of the game. Now he gets a big loss in the backfield, so that'll be a loss of 2 on the play, so 2nd and 13. Coming back, and Russell will get taken in the backfield again. Number 92 in there. And that is Clayton Smith with a sack for the Yellow Jackets. The defense has got the intensity so far for Black Hills State in this one. They've already recovered a fumble. A big tackle in the backfield by Sansbury there. And then also Clayton Smith with a sack. So right now, Russell, the quarterback for South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, is struggling to get out of the pocket and do some moving. One of the leading rushing in yards. Their running back, Jamie Dale, hasn't been able to do anything. And once again, you get the pressure up front and taking him down again. No gain there as number 99, Wasey Coleman, makes the tackle. So after the Hard Rockers got a first down, they went just backwards on 3 straight downs. That defensive line and the linebackers exploded through and took care of them 3 straight times. So they lost 14 yards on those 3 plays. And now it brings up 4th and 24 for the Hard Rockers. They'll punt it away. No, they'll keep it. It's a fake. And the Yellow Jackets tackle him at the 10-yard line. The Yellow Jackets read that one. So special teams right there for the Yellow Jackets. Number 24, Tom Tripp, coming through and making the tackle. I don't know why they fake punt it there. Punt it away from about your own 10-yard line, and instead the punter for the South Dakota School of Mines Hard Rockers, that is Jeldon. He faked it, and Tom Tripp was right after him, taking him down at the 10-yard line. So first at the 11-yard line is where they'll mark it. 1st and 10 for the 11. And once again, the Yellow Jackets start in good field position. They hand off to Benny. Benny gets up maybe back to the line of scrimmage as he was stuffed there. So the Hard Rockers so far, a total of 7 yards on their 2 drives. 1 new set of downs for them, but their Yellow Jackets defense just able to penetrate through and get into the backfield on almost each and every play. And this is forcing the Yellow Jackets to have very good field position here on offense. 2nd down and 10. They hand off. Goes to the near side, and Benny will get stopped again at the 9-yard line. So not much there, maybe a gain of 2 there for Benny. This will bring up 3rd down. Yellow Jackets took over on their first drive at the 24-yard line, and they took over on this drive at the 11-yard line. So great field position on both drives. First time, they turned it over on downs, though. On this drive, they're looking for 6. With 8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. We'll see what the red zone offense does with Zandstrut's quarterback. He looks around. He's going to take it himself. He's got some open room. He dives forward, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. It looks like right at about the 2-yard line. He went head first into that pile of Hard Rockers that were coming right at him. And a collision there at about the 2-yard line. So this will bring up 4th down and 1 for the Yellow Jackets from the 2. They need some Yellow Jacket help from the crowd underneath of us as they get on their feet and cheer on the Yellow Jackets. They've had a tough time in the red zone the last couple weeks. We'll see if they can get it in here. But first, Coach Jay Long and the Yellow Jackets will call a timeout to set up this 4th and 1 from the 2-yard line. 7:31 left to play here in the first quarter. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KDSJ.
When you want some really good food, make it the Bay Leaf Cafe in downtown Spearfish. The
the bay leaf is a culinary adventure that will say to your tongue, hey, wake up, this stuff tastes pretty good. Their cooks do some amazing things in the kitchen. Every menu item is chef prepared just for you, and you'll taste the difference at the Bay Leaf Cafe. Also, be sure to ask the Bay Leaf about their catering services. Enjoy a truly great meal.
Oh, stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And the Yellow Jackets in their huddle here as they take a timeout with 7:31 left to play here in the first quarter. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. The Yellow Jackets on their second drive of the game. They've been in the Hard Rocker territory on both drives. They've drove deep on their first drive but went 4 and out. Here they have 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line. Yellow Jacket fans as they get up on their feet and try to help them out. Once again, the quarterback for the Yellow Jackets is Zach Zanstra, the junior, filling in for Drew Hodge today. Here's the handoff. They go to Benny. No, they fake the handoff. Instead, they throw it to the end zone, and a man is open there and getting the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. So they do score in the red zone on a Saturday afternoon. And making the catch for the Yellow Jackets, not in our starting lineup, number 22, Colby McGinley, the backup tight end, makes the catch, and the junior, they faked the handoff, had me faked out, and instead McGinley was open in the corner, and Zanstra rifled it to him and made the catch, did McGinley. So the 2-yard touchdown pass from Zanstra to McGinley has the Yellow Jackets up on the board for the first time on this Saturday afternoon. The point after is no good for the Yellow Jackets, and it remains 6-0. Yellow Jackets with 7:26 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll come back with the Yellow Jackets kicking off in 30 seconds here on KDSJ.
Check out the new wines at Party Time Liquor in Spearfish. White Sky wines are available in red rhubarb, very, very strawberry, Bushnell blush, and raspberry rush. They're all from White Sky Vineyards at Bushnell, South Dakota.
And yes, I got the highlight, by the way.
We probably won't use it.
What's that?
Probably won't use it.
Why?
Because that was faked out.
Huh?
Because that was faked out.
Oh. Okay, stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And back to action here, and this has been all Yellow Jackets this afternoon on the kickoff return. That ball just flew out of there. And it's recovered by Black Hill State. The last man with the football coming out of there. Oh, wow. Number 46 for the Yellow Jackets. That is Ryan Lee, the linebacker, doing the special teams there, the freshman from Glen Rock, Wyoming. He recovers the fumble. So the Hard Rockers on the kickoff return. It was Dale returning the kickoff. And on that first hit, that ball just flew out, and recovering it were the Yellow Jackets. So Black Hill State will take over. 1st and 10 from the Hard Rockers 34-yard line. And here's a little bobbled handoff. Benny, though, gets back to it and gets up to the 30-yard line. So nice recover there by Benny. Gain of 3 there. Both teams struggling to hold on to that football. Need a hole on a stickum this afternoon. The field is in pretty good condition. Wet down there, a little muddy. But right now the concentration of holding on to the football needs to be there a little bit more. Zandstra's under center once again as the quarterback this afternoon for the Yellow Jackets. Here's a little swing pass on out to Hadley. Hadley makes the catch and goes inside the 25 to about the 22-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. That is going to be maybe enough for the first down. It is going to be a first down. So they move the chains as he gets it there to the 22. So that was a gain of 8 on the play. On the pass from Zanstra to Hadley. Hadley's first catch of the afternoon. Take a look at the rest of the offense for the Yellow Jackets with Zach Zanstra as your junior quarterback. Number 18, he has Cole Benny, his main back, and Clint Nichols as the fullback. Another fumbled snap here on the exchange. Looks like the Yellow Jackets were able to recover it, though. Receivers, number 8, Daniel Hancock. Also, Danny Hadley, number 3. Some other receivers in the game that you'll hear of is Willie Padilla, Nick Biscotti from Newcastle, and also, you've already heard one of the tight ends, Colby McGinley, making the catch for the touchdown on the Yellow Jackets' second drive of the game. 2-yard touchdown pass from Zenstra to McGinley, the only score of the game so far. Cliff Bryant, also a tight end for the Yellow Jackets. On that big offensive line, Dak first-teamer from last year, Josh Bresky. Cody Geffrey, Dak's second-team all Dak team last year. Tom O'Shaughnessy is your center. Jason Boding, Dak first-team last year. And Kale Demink as a right tackle. Here's the throw. It's thrown into coverage. And a big hit there in the back of the end zone. Pass falls incomplete. Pass intended there for the Yellow Jackets. And the collision right at the back of the end zone, threw into double coverage, trying to slice it right in between the defenders, and it fell incomplete. So the Yellow Jackets bring up 2nd and 5 now. Coming into the game, Willie Padilla comes in as a wide receiver, also checking in for the Yellow Jackets. Number 18, Zach Zanstra, comes in from the sideline with the play. Goes out of the shotgun now. Zanstra looks downfield as he gets his first start of his career this afternoon for the Yellow Jackets, and his pass is incomplete. So Zanstra has completed 2 passes, but that one was just short. So the Yellow Jackets once again going with what works, you would think, today, with Cole Benny in the backfield. He's 3 carries for 12 yards. Clint Nichols as a fullback. Zach Zanstra once again starting today in place of Drew Hodge. And then at the wide receivers, Daniel Hancock, Danny Hadley filling in and doing some work. And now coming in also number 81, Nick Biscotti as a wide receiver. The handoff to Benny. He falls down on his own inside the 20 there at about the 18-yard line. And he will lose a yard. So that'll bring up 4th down again for the Yellow Jackets and 6 yards to go from the Hard Rockers' 17-yard line. And they will try for the field goal. Devin Rounds, the sophomore, will come on for the kick. The placeholder, number 18, that is Zach Zanstra. And this one is going to be good. Just inside the upright. It hit the crossbar, and the officials that were right underneath the crossbar said it did go through the uprights. So the Yellow Jackets connect on the field goal from 35 yards out. The 35-yard field goal is good. Yellow Jackets up 9-0 with 5:15 left to go here in the first quarter. We'll come back with the Hard Rockers. We'll see if they can get a clean return this time. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KDSJ.
Spearfish Extinguisher Service will have you ready for the unexpected. They have sales and service of fire extinguishers and restaurant hood fire systems. They also have first aid kits and supplies for your home or business. That's Spearfish Extinguisher Service at 385 Evans Lane. Give them a call at 642-2489. That's 642.
Now, okay, stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And welcome back to action here at Lyle Hare Stadium in Spearfish. The 35-yard field goal by Rounds was good. And here's the good return, getting some opening and holding on to the football this time. The Hard Rockers get a nice return out to the 40-yard line. That was Jamie Dale on the return for the Hard Rockers. So they'll start 1st and 10 there at the 40. Last time he fumbled on the return. This time he takes good care of the football, and Hard Rockers will take over. They'll mark it at the 41, it looks like. With 5:08 left to go here in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets up 9-0. Here's Russell. He looks downfield. Oh, pass thrown into double coverage. Incomplete. Pass intended for Dale downfield. He was met by a couple Yellow Jackets there in his face. We've talked about the Hard Rockers offense. Let's talk about the Yellow Jacket defense once again, led by up front Clayton Smith, Sterling Boylan, Wasey Coleman. Coleman, a DAC first-teamer last year, one of the leaders in sacks in the conference this year. For Stansbury, Richard Fairhead, Sean Sweet as your linebackers. Daryl Nyman was a DAC second-teamer last year as a cornerback. Also Josh Wood, Scott Boner and Clayton Schleichner as the safeties. Pass incomplete there, so that'll bring up second and 10 for, or third and 12 as they back him up. Loss of 2 on the play for Russell. Third and 12 here for the Hard Rockers. Russell out of the shotgun. Looks to throw downfield. Has a man. He's open at midfield and taken down at the 48-yard line into Yellow Jacket territory. The throw by Russell. And the catch there by Tony Ostheimer. Ostheimer with the catch. He is wide receiver, 6'2", junior. So they get it into Yellow Jacket territory, but then on the handoff on first down, it is stopped right there at the line. Wasey Coleman with the tackle. 2nd and 10 now for the Yellow Jacket, or for the Hard Rockers, right there at midfield. Down here in the first quarter, 9-0, with 3:53 left to go here in the first quarter. Out of the shotgun once again, Russell goes. He has been out of the shotgun all game long. Pass goes over to Dale. Dale makes the catch, gets it inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. A gain of 7 yards there on the pass play. No screen pass from Russell to Dale. Russell's second completion of the afternoon. Russell throws downfield here on 3rd down and 3 and incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. They have a good kicker. Andy Smith, the sophomore kicker from Pierre. He had 3 of 3 field goals last week with a long of 42 yards, connected on 7 of 7 point afters in the Hard Rockers' 60-20 win over Valley City State last week. For the season, Smith remains perfect on extra point attempts, going 26-26 so far, and is also 10 of 12 on field goals with a long of 52 yards. So a very good kicker once again for the Hard Rockers. And Andy Smith. He was also recognized by the NAIA this week as the Special Teams Player of the Week for the country. And a timeout taken here on the field as both teams go to their respective huddles. 3:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets up 9-0 as the Hard Rockers will have a 4th down coming up. And so far it's been the Yellow Jacket defense in total control of this one so far. They've recovered a fumble. They've had some big tackles in the backfield for losses. We'll see if they can once again get some movement up front and penetrate through that line. 4th and 3 for the Hard Rockers for the Yellow Jackets' 42-yard line. Russell from the shotgun. He stands back at about the 46. He calls for the snap. He looks over. Has a man open, and it's good enough for the first down as the pass is caught there by Tony Ostheimer again. So Ostheimer makes the catch. That is going to be a gain of 7 yards. 7 yards they officially mark it. And in the backfield, the Yellow Jackets once again with the tackle in there. Tom Tripp, we've already mentioned his name. Sean Sweet joined him in the backfield, taking down the Hard Rockers. So that'll bring up 2nd and 16. Once again, the Yellow Jackets defense has been such a solid core over the last couple years. Richard Fairhead, the DAC second teamer, his dad is in the crowd, usually with the radio headset on, listening to us here on KDSJ 980 AM. Here's Russell, throws downfield, and this one is almost picked off there by Tom, this time by Daryl Nyman, the cornerback, coming up and reading the pass, and it fell incomplete. Nyman, Schleichner, and Scott Boner there as your defensive backs. Josh Wood as well as a cornerback. Tom Tripp, we've talked about him playing in the stud position. Out of shotgun, 3rd and 16 go the Hard Rockers. Russell under pressure, and the pass is incomplete. It looked for a second like he corralled it in, but the official was right there, and Marshall Davis unable to make the catch. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Hard Rockers. 4th and 16 for the Yellow Jacket 41-yard line, and here comes the special teams for South Dakota Tech. Coming down to punt is Jeldon. Colton Jeldon will punt it away. Looks like it's a high punt into the Black Hills air. This will go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So a nice punt there by Jeldon. Black Hills State will start way deep. 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line as the Yellow Jackets are up 9-0 here with 2:36 left to play in the first quarter. We'll come back with the Yellow Jackets on offense in 30 seconds here on KDSJ.
Stop in at the Vanilla Bean Bakery and Cafe in Spearfish and taste their secret scratch soups, salads, pasties, sandwiches, and desserts, in addition to bakery items made daily. The Vanilla Bean Bakery and Cafe now has a unique line of imported vanillas, baking spices, and other gift items that are perfect for holiday gift giving for the baker or cook in your family. The Vanilla Bean Bakery and Cafe is open Tuesday through Friday, 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 7 till 2. Located on the corner of 5th and Grant at 444 North 5th Street. It's worth the walk-in. Order early for your holiday.
Okay, stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And the Yellow Jackets 1st and 10 for their own 9-yard line. They hand off to Benny, and Benny maybe gets 1 yard as he was stopped by Eric Yeesh, the sophomore from Louisville, Colorado, making the tackle there. Zanstra under center now as I formation behind him. Hands off once again, and once again stopped at the line of scrimmage. Quick game recap of this one. The Yellow Jackets took over on their first drive in great field position thanks to a Forrest Sansbury fumble recovery, but then they went 4 and out. Could not get any points. They're in the red zone. Then on their second drive, they took over after the Hard Rockers went 4 and out. Black Hills State then drove it in deep into the red zone and scored on a 2-yard touchdown pass from Zenstra to McGinley. And then the 35-yard field goal on the next drive for the Yellow Jackets has them up 9-0. Here's the pass, deflected from a Hard Rocker and just right into the hands of Daniel Hancock. And that'll be a first down as he makes the catch at the 25-yard line. It was deflected by the Hard Rocker at about the 20-yard line and then went straight into Daniel Hancock's hands. The wide receiver was ready for it and then took the shot in a big hit there at the 25. So 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets as they move the chains. That is a gain of 17 yards on the pass play from Zanstra to Hancock. Hancock's first catch of the afternoon. Handoff goes right up the middle to about the 30 to the 32-yard line. And talking to Coach Kratzer in the pregame show, he said a lot of the work in this game will be done right there up front with the big men. And that is going to be a gain of 6 yards on that first down play. So the Yellow Jackets going with their bread and butter here to begin the first quarter, running the football. On a shotgun once again is Zanstra. Zanstra looks over, has split receivers to the top. One receiver down below, hands off, and not much room there. Somebody lost his shoe, it looks like, as Benny just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. But once again, talk about that line. So far, the offensive line for South Dakota Tech has been beat up as the Yellow Jackets have gotten through and been in the backfield a lot in this game so far on defense. Offensively, the Yellow Jackets getting enough room. They're up front, enough movement for Benny to get some yards here in the first quarter. And we've came to the end of the first quarter here in Spearfish. The Yellow Jackets lead it after one, 9-0 over the South Dakota Tech Hard Rockers. We'll come back with your second quarter next, right here on 980 AM KDSJ.
Need extra Christmas cash? The Dakota Territory Federal Credit Union
60 seconds, please.
1 minute.
Yes, please.
Okay.
program. You can get $2,000 to spend for Christmas at just 3% interest with no payments until February of 2010. The loan must be paid in full by November of 2010 and is given with approved credit. Stop by and apply today. Some restrictions may apply, and credit union membership is required. That's the Dakota Territory Federal Credit Union in Deadwood, member NCUA.
First Western Insurance. We believe in
In the next break, can you give me Mayville, Dakota State, and Jamestown Valley City updates, please?
What's that?
Can you give me updates on Mayville, Dakota State, and Jamestown Valley City State in the next break?
Okay. Stand by. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And the Yellow Jackets beginning the second quarter on a pass play from Zanstra to number 80 for Black Hill State making the catch. And that is Cliff Bryan making his first catch of the afternoon. So the tight end going downfield and picking up the yards that he needs. That is going to be a gain of 23 yards on the pass play from Zanstra to Bryan. Zanstra already with 50 yards through the air on 5 completions. He goes under center this time. Pitches it back to Benny. Benny pulls himself forward to about the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of maybe 4 yards on the play. And there for the Yellow Jackets. Once again going with Zach Zanstra as quarterback, the junior, today. And just seen in recent weeks, that offense not able to get it into the end zone. And just the communication mainly between the quarterback and the wide receivers just hasn't been there in recent weeks. And we're going with a new quarterback today to see if that communication is a little bit better. And so far, with 5 completions through the first quarter, it sure has. They hand off to Benny, and Benny gets inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 2 there for Cole. Hard Rocker defense looks like this on the line is Donovan Brill, DAC first-teamer Tom Lunsman, Josh Sherman. Also in linebacker positions, DAC first-teamer from last year, Tyrell Anderson, Timothy Lucchini, Everett Brill as a linebacker as well. Your defensive backs, Eric Yeesh, Joseph Burke, Bruce Struckman from Stockholm, South Dakota, Andrew Munson from Bismarck, and Dana Mellage also at a cornerback position. So that's your defensive chart for South Dakota School Mines. And the Yellow Jackets complete a pass on the far side. Looks like they're going to have enough for the first down. Yellow Jackets moving the ball effectively on this drive once again as they gain 5 yards on that play. Yellow Jackets go with trip receivers here to the near side. Hard Rockers have to bring up their defensive backs a little bit. Pass is complete. Right over there to Hadley. Hadley breaks his initial tackle to get it inside the 25. And works right there along the sideline as he tiptoes into the red zone. So that's another first down for the Yellow Jackets. So today the offense is moving quite effectively. It really helped the first couple drives when they were set up inside the 25-yard line. First drive, they went 4 and out. Second drive, they got a touchdown. Third drive, field goal. As we take a look at your first quarter numbers here in just a moment after this play, as Zanstra goes from the shotgun. Goes to the far side, looks downfield, and overthrows the right pass intended at about the 10-yard line, overthrew him into the end zone. Take a look at the first half numbers. Both teams with 3 first downs. Passing yards, South Dakota Tech had 37 yards compared to Black Hill State's 25. Black Hill State controlled the time of possession, though, with over 13 minutes time of possession there in the first quarter, and only about 3 minutes time of possession for South Dakota School Mines. That is your stat of the quarter so far. 12:38 left to go here in this second quarter. Yellow Jackets up 9-0. Handoff goes big, running room right up the middle as the Yellow Jackets will get a first down there. And that was Clint Nichols, the fullback. They hand off to him, and he explodes right on through to the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 9 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Yellow Jackets. On this drive, they have converted on 3rd down time and time again. So far, they started this drive on their own 9-yard line. They've worked their way all the way down to the Hard Rocker 12. 3rd and short. Hand off to Nichols again. He tries to get to the 10-yard line, still fighting his way as they stood him up and then knocked him down. Number 26 for South Dakota School Mines in on the tackle. Josh Sherman from Cologne, South Dakota. And another first down for the Yellow Jackets. 1 yard is what Nichols needed. 1 yard is what he got. In our next break, we'll get you caught up on the other games going on around the conference. Mayville State is at Dakota State this afternoon. Jamestown is at Valley City State. And the big matchup getting underway just a little bit ago. Number 17, Minot State, is at number 20, Dickinson State. We'll keep an eye on that game because the winner of this game and the winner of that game will meet next Sunday at the DAC Bowl. The loser of this game will play Valley City State next Sunday there in Fargo, as all the DAC teams will be in the Fargo Dome next Sunday, November the 8th. Yellow Jackets second and goal from the 8-yard line. 11 left to play here in the second. And they go with the tailback. Or no, they once again fake the handoff. Throw on over to the far side. Making the catch there is Danny Hadley, the senior. Hancock with the catch. Number 8. Puts him down to the 6-yard line. That will be a gain of 2. 57 yards passing so far for Zanstra. Hancock, 2 catches for 19 yards. 10:44 left to go here in the second quarter. Yellow Jackets coming up on third down and goal to go. Here's Zanstra. Zanstra will hold it again. He fades away, looks up, throws to the end zone, pass incomplete. Almost hit the goalpost there as his intended receiver was coming right across the middle there. And unable to make the connection. So the Yellow Jackets, with a 4th and goal, they will not go for it. Instead, they go for the field goal. They've already connected on one this afternoon, a 35-yarder from Devin Rounds. Rounds is out there again. This will be much closer. 23-yard kick. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It's all good. And the Yellow Jackets are up on the board again, as the 23-yard field goal goes through the uprights. Yellow Jackets now up 12-0 on the Hard Rockers this Saturday afternoon. 10:28 left to go in the second quarter as they play the Yellow Jacket school song. We'll come back in 60 seconds here on KDSJ.
When shopping online for a new orgy.
It is Mayville 7, Dakota State 6 in the second.
Okay.
And I'll get you that other one, sir. Because now you said Minot and Dickinson haven't started yet, right?
They just did.
They just did.
Yep.
Okay.
So 23-yard field goal. Good.
And you wanted a minute here, right?
Yes, please.
Shopping online for a new car or truck, click first on Junix.com. Then come and visit Junix Chrysler Dodge at West Jackson and Spearfish.
That's the school song.
Live at the scene of an exciting football game day. Coming up, Chili has the game day forecast.
Partly cloudy with a chance of touchdowns.
But first, let's check out the mob of tailgating fans.
Now, brought the smartest in those bunch of the 5 guys with the Arby's bag.
Yes, the 5 regular roast beefs for $5.95 deal. Good Saturdays and Sundays all season long.
That's right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for under $6.
Saturdays and Sundays only. A game day.
Okay, stand by.
Thank you.
In 3, 2, 1, and go.
And so far, the Yellow Jackets, 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. Hard Rockers on offense, so far they have been scoreless. 12-0. Yellow Jackets lead it with 10:22 left to go here in the second. Here's Russell. He gets sacked in the backfield. Number 99, Wesley Coleman, the DAC first-teamer all last year. And he shows why. We've said his name quite a bit in this game today already. As that line, it all starts right up front, as Coach Kratzer said in the pregame show. And Coleman right now is just eating up that offensive line. A little bit of an opening here for Dale. Dale lunges forward to about the 31-yard line, sticks the ball out, and it looks like he'll be back to the line of scrimmage, because they lost 6 yards on that sack. He gets 5 of the 6 yards back, does Dale. So already 3rd and 11 here for the Hard Rockers. High snap. Russell will keep it. And incomplete. Pass intended for Tony Ostheimer. He's had a couple of catches already today, but that one fell incomplete, and the Yellow Jackets force a very quick, well, we got a flag on the field. Not so fast. Flag on the field says it's going to be on the Yellow Jackets. That is personal foul on the Yellow Jackets, roughing the passer. As I did see one of the Yellow Jackets come in pretty late there and take a shot at Russell well after the ball had released his hand. And officials caught it. Jim Apperly, the head referee, says personal foul, Yellow Jackets, and an automatic first down. First down for the Hard Rockers. So instead of the Hard Rockers having to punt it away, they get a new set of downs and all the way up to the 46-yard line. Gain of 2 there for Dale. 14 yards on the afternoon for him so far. A nice day here in Spearfish as we get our temperature report. 50 degrees right now here in Spearfish. Wind is out of the west at about 6 miles per hour. So nice conditions. A lot of the snow that is left is all pushed to the sidelines and to the back of the end zone. Here's a pass play over to Dale. Dale tries to get to midfield, but is stuffed right there at about the 49-yard line. He'll gain 2 yards on that way for Sainsbury. In on the tackle. You'll probably hear that again sometime in this game. So as the snow once again on the sidelines piled up a little bit, but the field kind of muddy, kind of wet. And it's picked off. The pass from Russell goes to not his intended receiver. Instead, it's the Yellow Jackets. Tom Tripp again making the interception. And he is pumped up on the sideline as he comes over, and he is happy. The junior playing a great game so far. He's had a sack already in the contest and a big interception there. As Russell was looking right to the middle of the field, and, well, Tom Tripp was reading the eyes of the quarterback and picked off the pass. So the Yellow Jackets take over again. The second turnover on the Hard Rockers. Yellow Jackets will take over 1st and 10 from their own 48. The handoff goes to Benny, and maybe a gain of 1 there on the play. So the Yellow Jackets have controlled both sides of the football so far. Defensively, forcing 2 turnovers. Have been harassing Russell in the backfield a lot today with a couple of sacks. A lot of yards for loss. A fumble recovery, an interception. On offense, their last drive was almost 91 yards. They had to settle for a field goal, though. But their offense has been doing pretty well with Mr. Zanstra as quarterback. On their second drive of the game, a 2-yard touchdown pass from Zanstra to McGinley put Black Hills State up on the board. Then a 35-yard field goal, and followed up by a 23-yard field goal on the last drive for the Yellow Jackets. So they're up 12-0 here in the second quarter with 7:20 left to go here in the first half. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Yellow Jackets as Zanstra goes, and that's going to be incomplete. Goes over to Cliff Bryan, the tight end, and that pass fell just in front of him, so that'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit comes on here for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like number 42, Levi Milliken, will be doing the punting duties today. 6'1", 160-pound freshman. As he stands back at his own 40-yard line, gets a nice clean snap to him. He punts this one away, and it's going to be fair caught at the 12-yard line, and that is fair caught. And Hard Rockers will take over 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. So they are stuck deep in their own territory again with 7:05 left to go here in the second quarter. Let's take a look at a score coming in from Ryan Ryder, our engineer, and our score tracker back at KDSJ Studios this afternoon. Tells us that the matchup between the 7 and 8 seeds in the Dakota Athletic Conference, Mayville State leads Dakota State right now 7-6. That game in the second quarter, so the Comets lead it by 1. And we have laundry on the field here on the first down. Looks like it's going to be offsides on the Yellow Jackets. on this first down play. Remember the last drive on a third down, which it was going to be fourth down, but the Yellow Jackets instead were called for a personal foul, roughing the passer. Gave the Hard Rockers a new set of downs, but then the Hard Rockers just 2 plays later, Russell threw an interception to Tom Tripp, and the Yellow Jackets got the football right back. Here comes the blitz, and picking it up and getting maybe 2 yards out of it is the Hard Rocker Dale with the carry. Fairhead there on the stop. Richard Fairhead, Dak's second teamer last year. Brings up second and third now for the Hard Rockers from their own 20-yard line. Playing under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Hard Rockers down by 12 points, 12-0. Here's the pass play, screen pass, first down there for Dale, and then he gets hit at the 28-yard line. And nice wrap-up tackle there by Scott Boner coming from his safety position. Making the tackle, and that will be enough for the first down, so they do move the chains on the screen play from Russell to Dale. Looks like that is a gain of 8. Dale with 2 catches, 10 yards. Here's Russell once again out of the shotgun. He hands off to another one of his backs this time. He goes to his secondary back. And that is Dustin Ragu, the senior, 6 foot, 185 pounds. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. But then there is a penalty flag on the play. And this one will be offsides again on the Yellow Jackets. So penalties that have hurt him so far a little bit by field position, as that gives the Hard Rockers a free 5 yards. 1st and 5 for the Hard Rockers from the 34. Looking downfield, making the catch. Yes, he did. And that is a pass complete over to Marshall Davis. Davis with his second catch of the afternoon. That's a 10-yard gain. And moves the chains once again. 1st and 10 from the 40. Russell sends a man in motion. Comes across the backside of him. Now Russell loses the football on the exchange again. Yellow Jackets say they recover. We'll see what the officials. The line judge comes running in from the far side. Yellow Jackets defense has already ran off the field. And coming out of there, number 34 for the Yellow Jackets again with the fumble recovery, Richard Fairhead. The Fairheads are in the audience as usual here on a Saturday afternoon, and they like that one. A 3rd turnover now by the Hard Rockers. 2 fumbles, 1 recovered by Sansbury. This one recovered by Fairhead. In between the 2, we had an interception on the last drive by Tom Tripp. So the Yellow Jackets defense forcing 3 turnovers, and we'll see if they can do something here on offense as they hand off right away. They go to Benny, and Benny gets across the 40 to the 39. Gain of 2 there for Benny. So the South Dakota School of Mines Hard Rockers have shot themselves in the foot time and time and time again with 3 turnovers already here in the first half. We still have 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Yellow Jackets have to capitalize, though, on this drive. Throwing it up and incomplete down the far sideline. Pass intended there for, I believe that was Piscotti. Yes, Nick Piscotti, the Newcastle native, caught a touchdown last week against Jamestown. There in the first quarter. As we play under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter of this game on the last Saturday in October, or the last day in October as well. Yellow Jackets up 12-0, and nothing going on this play. On the 4th down, they turn the ball over on downs. As with 4:34 left to go here in the second quarter, Yellow Jackets with the 4th down will have to punt it away now. And once once again, Milliken will do the punting duties. Punting away from the 45. Another high punt. That gives the coverage good time to get down there. Takes a Yellow Jacket roll and goes down to about the 22-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets, 2 straight drives they have taken over thanks to their defense, forcing turnovers, but 2 straight drives they've had to punt it away. South Dakota School Mines Hard Rockers have the football back, 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Yellow Jackets up 12-0 here in the second quarter with 4:11 left to go here in the first half. Once again, Mayville State leads Dakota State 7-6 in the second quarter. Hard Rockers bring their offense out again for another drive deep in their own territory. Russell needs some more time. He's going to have to take it himself across the 25 to the 30. He's getting tripped up there. And looks like gain of 8. There as Russell has to use his legs. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Hard Rockers. They average about 35 points a game. They give up about 25 points a game. Russell looks downfield. It's another catch right there at the 43-yard line. Tresto making the catch. Sansbury on the tackle. So the Hard Rockers gain some yards there. Move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 41. Russell now screen pass, and that is batted down. Good job there by the Yellow Jackets. Once again, defense coming up. And knocking it down. So that'll bring up a quick 2nd down and 10 for the Hard Rockers from their own 42-yard line. Average per game rushing, they average about 143 yards on the ground, about 228 yards through the air. Under 5th-year head coach Dan Kratzer. 2nd and 10. They're going downfield. This pass is caught by Tony Ostheimer, and then he fumbles it. And the Yellow Jackets take over again. Richard Fairhead helps out with the laying out the big hit. And then the Yellow Jackets recover the fumble again. 3 straight drives for the Hard Rockers. They've turned the ball over to the Yellow Jackets. 2 fumbles and an interception. Hard Rockers just can't hold on to the football here this afternoon. It didn't help out any that Richard Fairhead comes in and just lays out the receiver on that play, forcing the fumble. And now the Yellow Jackets will take over 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. They have controlled this game in the form of time of possession here in the first half. They have had the football a lot. Opposite of last week against Jamestown. Last week, Black Hill State's defense was on the field way too much. First down pass from Zanstra is incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets, once again, 3 straight times they have forced turnovers. But the last couple drives, they've come up empty. They've had to punt it away. Here's a little pitch back to Benny. Benny up to 45-yard line. Gain of 5 yards on the play. Yellow Jackets, once again, number 1 in the conference in defense. And, well, they've showed it today, forcing a total of 4 turnovers in the first half. As they go up against one of the best offenses in the conference. An offense that put up 60 points last week on Valley City State. 3rd and 4 for the Yellow Jackets. Zanstra out of the shotgun. Looks around, looks downfield, way overthrown. Maybe the communication just not there between him and his intended receiver, Daniel Hancock. Hancock has 2 catches so far for 19 yards, but that was overthrown. So 3 straight times the Yellow Jackets have taken over because of turnovers. 3 straight times they're going to have to punt it away. Their offense is starting to stall here in the second quarter. Not being able to take advantage of what the Hard Rockers have just handed to them. Punting it away is Milliken from his own 35. Another high kick. Good for the special teams to get down there. He touched it. The return man touched it, and the Yellow Jackets almost recovered that one as well. But instead, the Hard Rockers hold on to it just by their fingertips. Number 31, Donovan Brill, and on the special teams has to recover it because the punt returner touched the football, didn't bring it in all the way, and Brill was there to recover it. So the Hard Rockers take over 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line again. 4 straight drives. They have started deep in their own territory. So maybe the Yellow Jackets are just playing the field position game. But you got to be thinking there on the sidelines that 3 straight drives that the Hard Rockers has just given you the football, unable to get a drive sustained. Now the Hard Rockers gained about 6 yards on this play by Dale. And it'll bring up 2nd and 4. Hit right there at the line of scrimmage, but getting forward for maybe a couple more yards is Dale. So Dale good working yards there. And that is going to be enough for the first down. Gain of 4 there for Dale. He has 26 yards here in the first half. Hard Rockers have been able to maybe get 1 or 2 first downs on a drive, and then they just can't hold on to the football. And the Yellow Jackets defense in the intensity are jumping all over it. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The Yellow Jackets up 12-0. Hard Rockers trying to get some points on the board before intermission. Here's Russell. Russell runs a little bit. Now he scrambles. And he cuts back a little bit. He's a big quarterback, and he gets taken down at about the 31-yard line, very close to the first down. Sansbury on the tackle. Russell, 5'10", 210 pounds. A big man for a quarterback, and that is a first down. So Russell uses his legs again, gets 10 yards, and moves the chains. Time to thank our Yellow Jacket radio boosters on the B2 network this year. Junix.com, Chrysler Dodge, the Stadium Sports Grill, always sponsoring the 5th quarter down there after games. Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, Dakota Territory Federal Credit Union, Arby's of Spearfish. Check out their weekend deals. Also, First Western Insurance, Party Time Liquor. You can get prepared for Halloween night tonight there. Boston's Restaurant and Sports Bar in Rapid City, with one of the biggest days of sports coming up tomorrow. That'd be a good place to be, that or your couch. Integrity Ford, also of Spearfish. Yellow Jacket radio sponsors this year, and the B2 network sponsors. And tackled again for a loss. This is going to be a loss of 3 yards as Yellow Jacket defense gets through and gets right after Russell. They are breaking down that pocket fast. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Yellow Jackets still up 12-0. Brings up 3rd and 14 now for the Hard Rockers. You got to look downfield here. See if they can go to Marshall Davis, one of their receivers, intended for Davis, right there at the 44-yard line, and incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down again for the Hard Rockers, and, well, they're a good thing. They didn't turn the ball over this drive. 4 turnovers in the first half. And they find themselves down 12-0 here in the second quarter. Late in the quarter, they'll be ready to punt. This is Jeldon. He faked punted one last time, and he stands right at about the same spot. This time he's going to put his foot into it. Yellow Jackets will take it from the 40. Not much of a return there. And Hadley, the punt returner, doesn't get much there. So the Yellow Jackets will take 1st and 10 from their own 40. Looking up at the clock, we have 28 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Yellow Jackets up 12-0, and it looks like they'll just have a few more plays. Maybe they can go deep and try to get it into the end zone here before halftime. Hard Rockers need just 1 or 2 big stops here, so they can't be down by any more. Here's the handoff from Zanstra, goes to Benny. Benny works hard for it, gets up to the 44. That's going to be a gain of 5 yards there for Benny. Yellow Jackets will stop the clock. No, the clock keeps ticking. I thought they were maybe going to stop it to take a timeout here late in the second quarter. Under 10 seconds left to go. They have to hurry. And doesn't look like they're calling for a timeout. Coach Long is saying to the crew, let's just head to the locker room. And that's indeed what they'll do, as the Yellow Jackets up 12-0 here at halftime, as they decide to just wind down the clock. The clock strikes 0, and the Yellow Jackets once again up 12-0 here at halftime. And coming up in our halftime show, we'll take a look at the first half stats for both of these teams. Also, your first half game summary. We'll take a look at the scoreboard of the other games going on around the region as well. It's all coming your way during our halftime show, where the Yellow Jackets are up 12-0 on the Hard Rockers. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on KDSJ.
You're clear.
Well, hi there.
How are you?
Good. Any other scores? Jamestown, Valley City. Can you get that for me?
Yeah, I can do that.
And also Minot State, Dickinson State.
Okay.
Well, all of them, please.
Okay.
Because I'll do scoreboard in the second segment. I'll need that one too. Yeah, just update me on them all.
I have that one. 7-6 Mayville at halftime.
Thank you.
Yep. You gonna do scoreboard after the next break?
Yes.
Okay. I'll do that when you go on.
Thank you.
Stand by.
Okay.
In 2, 1.
And welcome back, everyone, to Lyle Hare Stadium here in Spearfish, South Dakota, on the final day of October. Happy Halloween, everyone, and a good rivalry day as well. The battle for the home state trophy is on the line this afternoon as the South Dakota Tech Hard Rockers take it on the Black Hills State University Yellow Jackets. And the Hard Rockers coming into the game with a record of 4-3 on the season, 3-3 in the conference. Black Hills State 4-4 overall and 3-3 in the conference. Hard Rockers bringing in some momentum, winning the matchup between the two teams last year in the final game of the season, coming off of that high, and also putting up 60 points on Valley City State last week. Meanwhile, Black Hills State came into this game losing 3 in a row and really looking to bounce back here on Senior Day in the last home game of the season. And so far, they have done so, as the Hard Rockers have given the football to the Yellow Jackets plenty of times here in the first half, and the Yellow Jackets lead at 12-0 at halftime. Let's take a look at your halftime, or first half summary. First of all, we'll get to the stats here in just a little bit. Your first half summary went like this. The Yellow Jackets recovering 4 fumbles and picking off 1 pass. So 5 interceptions, or 5 turnovers for the Hard Rockers there in the first half, have given the Yellow Jackets great field position throughout in this ball game. They scored on their second drive of the game. It was a 2-yard pass from Zanstra to McGinley. The point after was no good, so the Yellow Jackets were up 6-0 there. Then a 35-yard field goal on a couple of drives later was good. So that 35-yard field goal went through the uprights. And then on the next drive, the Yellow Jackets had to settle for a field goal as well, as they started that drive from their own 9-yard line. Went down, was stuffed at the 6, and the 23-yard field goal there was good. So the Yellow Jackets up 12-0 there at halftime. But a big thing here, late in the second quarter, the Hard Rockers turned the ball over on 3 straight drives. A fumble, an interception, and another fumble. But the Yellow Jackets unable to get it even into the red zone. So they had to punt it away on 3 straight possessions and unable to get any points off of those turnovers. But once again, the Hard Rockers in the first half, 5 turnovers. Yellow Jackets with 12 points up on the board. leading 12-0 over the Hard Rockers this afternoon. As we are at halftime, and we'll take a look at your individual stats here. First of all, team stats. Your team numbers, once again, Black Hills State leading 12-0 at intermission. Tech with 9 first downs, Black Hills State with 7. Tech was 73 yards through the air, 69 yards for the Yellow Jackets. Once again, 2 big stats. Circle them, write them down. South Dakota Tech with 4 fumbles and 1 interception, 5 turnovers total. Meanwhile, Black Hills State, none in that first half. Also, time of possession. Black Hills State, 18 minutes. South Dakota Tech, only about 13 minutes, there in the first half. So, Yellow Jackets controlling the time of possession by about 5 minutes there in that first half. We'll take a look at your individual numbers coming up next here at halftime as the Yellow Jackets lead at 12-0 over the Hard Rockers on Rivalry Day in the battle for the home state trophy. We'll come back in 2 minutes for more right here on 980 AM KDSJ.
You were clear? I got 4 of them for you.
Okay.
Or no, 3 of them. Jamestown leading Valley City 21-7 in the third.
Okay.
Mid second, Dickinson leading Minot 7-0.
Dickinson 7, Minot nothing, middle of the second.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Winona State is beating Augustana 23-21 in the fourth quarter.
Okay. So have you do something else. The only highlight from the first half we'll need is the touchdown pass on the second drive of the game for the Yellow Jackets from Zanstra to McGinley.
Yep. Ryan got it marked out.
Can you feed the commercials back through?
Wolf Plumbing and Heating are the plumbing pros, and you are guaranteed quality with American Standard brand. From a leaky faucet to the installation of a huge boiler, you can count on Wolf and American Standard. Wolf also offers complete sheet metal fabrication and installation in addition to all commercial and residential plumbing, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning services. For the quality of American Standard, call Wolf Plumbing and Heating at 1-888-642-5755. Wolf serves the entire Black Hills community, including Rapid City.
And welcome back, everyone. I'm Cody Oliver with you here on 980 AM KDSJ. Also, welcome to everyone listening worldwide there at KDSJ980.com. You can always click on the Listen Live link there and listen to all of our broadcasts, every Yellow Jacket football and basketball games, all right there online at KDSJ980.com. Use our instant feedback form, our email link right there. Send us an email. Let us know who you're listening to the broadcast and for, and where you're listening from this afternoon, and we'll probably even get your name on the air on this Saturday afternoon. It's the battle for the home state trophy here at Lyle Hare Stadium in Spearfish between the South Dakota Tech Hard Rockers and the Black Hills State University Yellow Jackets. Right now, the Yellow Jackets leading at 12-0 at halftime. They've controlled the time of possession and, of course, controlled the turnovers as South Dakota Tech has turned the ball over 5 times there in the first half. Black Hills State able to get 12 points out of those turnovers, though. Take a look at your individual stats here in the first half. For the South Dakota Tech Hard Rockers, passing the football, Russell was 7 of 16. He had 1 interception and 73 yards, no touchdowns. Rushing the football, it's been Dale with 11 carries, a net yard of only -1. So that just tells you that the Yellow Jacket defense not only forcing 5 turnovers, they have forced the second leading rusher in the Dakota Athletic Conference to -1 yards here in the first half. Also, Ostheimer has 1 carry for 13 yards, Sherman 1 carry for 10 yards, Norberg, 2 carries for 9 yards for the Hard Rockers. For receiving for the Hard Rockers, Ostheimer has 2 receptions for 27 yards. Davis has 2 receptions for 15 yards. Tristeo has 1 reception for 12 yards. Barth has 1 catch for 11 yards. For the Yellow Jackets, new quarterback this week, making his first ever start, Zach Zanstra, the junior, is 7 of 17 in the first half, no interceptions, and has thrown for 69 yards and 1 touchdown. That touchdown pass was to McGinley for the Yellow Jackets, as that was a 2-yard touchdown pass on the second drive from Zanstra to McGinley. Also receiving for the Yellow Jackets, Hadley has 2 catches, 22 yards. Hancock 2 catches for 18 yards. Bryan 1 big catch for 23 yards. Benny also has a screen pass catch for 4 yards. Rushing the football, there's Cole Benny once again as well. 16 carries, 27 yards. And also Clint Nichols has 4 carries for 18 yards. Zanstra has kept it himself 2 times for 1 yard total. Once again, 2 field goals made there by Devin Rounds in the first half. Once again, your game summary: 2-yard touchdown pass from Zanstra to McGinley there in the first quarter. The point after was no good. Then also in the first quarter, it was Rounds kicking a 35-yard field goal. That made it 9-0 after the first quarter. Yellow Jackets put up 3 more points in the second quarter on a Rounds 23-yard field goal to make it 12-0 at halftime. Those are your individual and team numbers here at intermission. And also, when we come back, we'll take a look at your halftime scoreboard from other games going on around the region. We'll also preview the DAC Bowl coming up next Sunday, and also preview what else is coming your way on the KDSJ sports scene later on this afternoon and evening. It's a full day of Yellow Jacket sports right here on your home for Black Hills State Athletics right here on 980 AM KDSJ. We'll be back in 2 minutes.